Rovers will be looking for a response this weekend as they take on high-flying promotion-chasing Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. Can Rovers respond after their smacking this past weekend? We're going to take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. Look forward to Blackburn Rovers taking on Sheffield United this coming Saturday, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things Rovers related, Championship related, Woo Cup related, later this year, of course. Before we get into that, big shout out to the sponsors, of course, to this video, Blue Rose Capital. Big shout out to you guys. Absolutely fantastic for backing the channel. If you want to help out the channel, of course, one way or another, by supporting or sponsoring any other segment of the channel, whether it is Premier League predictions, Championship predictions, Champions League predictions, World Cup content. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about the World Cup content, but let me know. Get involved with me, business-wise, email, check it all out, Twitter, DM me that way. But and also a big shout out to the patrons, of course. But anyway, we are jumping the deep end, taking a look at, because they are thick and fast here, Rovers games coming at you up against Sheffield United this coming Saturday at Bramall Lane. Rovers, of course, coming into us with their tails between their legs, looking absolutely embarrassed by Reading. But of course, coming at you though this weekend is these two in the dugouts. Paul Heckingbottom up against Rovers. Of course, Heckingbottom been at the club now since actually nearly a year now, and of course his points per game is 1.36 points per match. He's actually played against Rovers 3 times, and he's won all 3, whether that's at Leeds, whether that's at Sheffield United. He's picked up 3 out of 3, 100% success rate so far against Rovers. Though John Dod Thompson coming to this with a 1.68 points per match, and again suffered his first defeat as manager this past weekend. The key players, or the most valuable players, Sander Berg, of course, he should be playing at top level football, whether it is in England, whether it is in Italy, wherever it is in the world. It is an embarrassment to him that he's playing here in the Championship. He's that good. And same can be said for Diaz in a way. I think more the fact that the talent is there for Diaz. In all honesty, I think Sandberg is a higher grade player, he should be definitely commanding a spot somewhere in the top flight. And why aren't teams looking at him? I don't know. Regardless of that, let's take a look at, of course, the values of these two sides. Of course, pretty much doubled. Sheffield United have got the money, or have had the money. They've been in the Premier League much more recent than we have. Of course, it's represented by their value: £76 £76 million for their squad, 37.7 for us. We do have a younger team. Of course, they've got more national players, international players, more foreigners as well, more young nationals as well. So they are overloaded with stuff. Take a look at the recent records then, of course, before we deepen the deeper numbers here. 13 times we've played since 1983, 6 wins for the Blades, 4 wins for the Rovers, 3 draws. Of course, our biggest win was a 5-0 win. Their biggest win was a 3-0 win. They scored 16 goals over the course of the 13 matches. We have 15 returned, 1.15 goals for Rovers against Sheffield United compared to 1.23 for Sheffield United themselves. The Blades, though, just 1 defeat past 4 up against the Rovers side, just 1 defeat past 6, of course. But anyway, let's take a look at Sheffield United, a deep dive into them now, shall we? And take a look at their form heading into this. They come to this on the back of a 2-1 win over Sunderland. Before that, they did take on Middlesbrough 2-2 in the Chris Wilder derby. They did lose to West Brom in the Caravana Cup. And they also lost to Watford way back when. But most important, realistically, when you look at their resume, it's been pretty stellar, of course, so far. They've been playing up against tricky opposition throughout. There's been no gimmies in this one. The Millwall game was probably their easiest at home, and I would say we would come into this looking like similar opposition to Millwall. So take a look at what's going to happen to them after this game. They'll take on Luton, of course, a week today or week tomorrow, depending on when you look at this. It's a tricky game that is at Kenilworth Road. Then it is Reading midweek. The games are coming thick and fast. Then it's Hull City, then Rotherham after a bit of a gap there. And then Swansea City. So it's just non-stop football this next few weeks. Let's take a look at the squad then, shall we? A lot of these players not really featured so far. But of course, some standouts for me. Of course, Einar Azamanovic, a player that was linked with Rovers. Could have been, and again, one of John Dod Thompson's ex-players. Just basically give us one of these. Give us this. Fuck you, he said, and join these guys. Also, Reda Kadra's in there somewhere. If you can spot him, you get a point. I cannot see him at the moment. He should be in there. Who else? Tommy Doyle's been brought in. Oliver Norwood, of course, key player. Johnny Fleck as well. McBurney, that's not been featured so far. Billy Sharp will probably play. Sanderberg again, key player. It's just a star quality team. And then as Azamovic is starting to show his quality at the heart of defence there, Norwood as well, Max Lowe, Edna Stevens as well. It's pretty much a lot of the core players that have been a part of Sheffield United for a few years are still there, and they're still doing the bit. Take a look at the goals and the stats then coming at you. Of course, goals coming from Sanderberg, a couple of them low with one, Azamovic as well, and Nadai. Fleck and Clark, Norrington, Davis, both, all three of them got a couple of years, have been sharp as well. This is my expected lineup then for the game. Following between Sticks, Norrington, Davis, Egan, and Azamovic at the back there, with Lowe on the left-hand side, Baldock, Norwood, Berg, Fleck, Sharp, and Brewster. It is a difficult opponent to play against, and it is at home. It's going to be a tough old match, and I can see us already getting overrun in that midfield when we are playing with our back four and a sort of threadbare or a paper thin sort of midfield response, especially the way we were against Reading. Let's take a look at the stats then in a bit more detail then. Sheffield United's goals have come via this: 4 through open play, 1 set piece and 1 own goal. Of course, when they're attacking, they prefer the left hand side to the right, and of course when in possession, they are in possession 39% of the time in the middle third. Their shot direction, those 58% down the middle, 23% down the right, and of course their shot zones, 55% of it is in the 18-yard box. As for Rovers, again, if you are a Rovers fan, you may have heard this and you may know this off by heart, but of course we come into this on the back of that 3-0 job in by Reading. Prior to that, big 2-1 win over West Brom. We also beat Hartlepool, Swansea and QPR. 3 games there, keeping a clean sheet, but back-to-back games now without a clean sheet, so the wobbliness has started to emerge, and it's prime time stuff now for Rovers to dig deep and see what we got in the locker, because if we can get anything out of this game, it will be absolutely fantastic. Of course, heading out of this game, we'll take on Bradford City in the Cup, then it's Stoke, of course, at home, and then Blackpool, of course, where we do expect Philly Rovers to make his debut on a watch-along, so that's the plans on Sky Football as well. And of course, Bristol City will complete the match set here moving forward. This is actually a little bit hinky because this should be another game, but anyway, that's just me. Let's take a look at the squad then now. This is, of course, mainly aimed at Sheffield United fans with, of course, standouts. Kaminsky, for sure. Phillips, the young assassin here, is okay. I'd say for his age, he's incredible, absolutely incredible. 17 years of age, playing championship football, and he's been now back-to-back games. Yeah, it's not been the best performances for the team as a whole, but it's been good. But Ayala's been probably the player of the season so far, the past 4 games, and without him, we would be embarrassed. We'd have them Reading results week in, week out. It's been tough stuff. Callum Britton's been all right as well since he's arrived. Bradley Datt yet to really feature from the get-go. Hedges, of course, has a few assists to his name, and then the goals from Diaz, Gallagher, Smodic as well. Taylor McInday hopefully will be edging close to the first team at football soon. We've invested a bit of cash in him, so hopefully we'll start to see the fruits of our labour in that regard. Let's take a look at the standout players. Travis with a 7.28, Scotty Wharton, of course, injured, and Ayala as well. That is a massive loss, considering we are thin at the back. Losing Scotty Wharton for a couple of weeks has not been a blessing either. So let's take a look at the goals, and the goals have come from Travis and Diaz, both 2 apiece. Dacarino and Smodic also a goal apiece now in all competitions and all venues. The yellow cards are coming at you: 2 for Dak, 2 for Gallagher, 2 for Buckley, and 1 for Ayala. This is my expected lineup now. Of course, going with a 4-3-3. Kaminsky, Taylor Dunn. I'm just dropping Pickering for this one. It was just a leggy performance for Rovers, and I think we need to change it up a little bit. So Eden, Ayala, young Phillips there, Britton, Buckley, Travis, Dak. Dak comes in for Smodic, maybe playing in the hole or behind the striker. Diaz, Gallagher, Hedges for me. Dolan dropped, Vale dropped, Smodic dropped, Pickering. So changes. They looked weary. They looked like they've been running a marathon for days. It was bad. The goals though for Rovers coming at you then for open play, 1 set piece, 1 counter attack. Of course, when attacking, Rovers prefer the right to the left. That's the Callum Britton effect. Meanwhile, possessions usually in the middle third there, 43% of the time. Our shots though coming down the left hand side more often than the right, but 59% of all of our shots coming down the middle. And of course our shot zones, 54% of all of our shots in the 18-yard box, and of course the rest of them coming down the outside of the box there. Nothing in that Bradley Dack zone. We need to change that, as he is a key sort of man in that 6-yard box there. That's the characteristics then, shall we? Sheffield United's strengths: scoring chances, long shot opportunities, chances through individual skill, defending set pieces, stealing the ball from the opposition. Their weaknesses though, avoiding of individual errors. Their style of play, playing out wide, controlling the game in the opposition half, attacking on the left, and opponents are playing aggressively against them. Style of play for Rovers, creating chances through individual skill, scoring chances, stealing the ball from the opposition. The weaknesses though, keeping possession of the ball, aerial duels, avoiding individual errors, and defending set pieces. Our style of play, attacking attacking down the left, also taking long shots, short passes, and playing in our own half. The forecast, the Blaze will control the game in the opposition half. They will score also from a result of an opposition error, and also they'll steal the ball from the opposition off. The Rovers will score as a result of an opposition error as well. But yes, the first game for Rovers now, this against Reading, was the first game that we hadn't scored a goal all season. So coming into this though, Sheffield United's home form, back-to-back wins for them, just the one goal conceded over the last couple of games. Rovers away form, of course we picked up a decent result against Swansea, but we did lose to Reading. So it's we've scored 3, conceded 3 over the last couple of games on the road. Let's take a look at the last 6 then over at between these two sides in all venues. Again, it's not great reading. 4 wins for Sheffield United, 2 wins for Rovers, no draws. Of course, last time I played over at Sheffield United, it was a 1-0 win. Ben Davies with the goal, Cadra with a missed penalty there. And basically a major dent in our playoff hopes. We did beat them though. Ati were part 3-1 it was. Cadra on the score sheet there. Diaz and Pavida. Ryan Brewster with a banger though, opened up the scoring there. So those were the results last season. Let's take a look at the last 6 then over at Bramall Lane. Nothing to get excited about at all. The last time we took anything from this game was back in September 2006. It was a 0-0 draw. Yeah. Grim times. We are overdue a win. We are very much overdue a bloody win. Let's take a look at the journey then so far. Rovers are top. They've been top for a couple of games now. And this is probably where we'll end up being not top. So I think we will dip out of this because this is going to be a bridge too far for us, in all honesty. Take a look at the stats then, shall we? Of course, Burnley are the best possession-based side at the moment. Swansea, Norwich, Middlesbrough, and then Coventry make up the power 5. The most aggressive is Sunderland, Preston, Cardiff, Middlesbrough, and then Reading. Aerial duels at the moment, bossed by Preston, Watford, Norwich, Millwall, and then Sunderland. Shots per game, Norwich lead the charge there. Preston, West Brom, Luton, and Burnley. Pass accuracy, Swansea, Norwich, Burnley, Middlesbrough, and Kew. Burnley are doing all right, aren't they, across the board here? Take a look at what else is going on this weekend. It all kicks off on Friday. Norwich up against Millwall at Carrow Road. Stoke against Sunderland at the Bet365. QPR take on Rotherham. Burnley take on Blackpool. Bit of a Northwest clash. That one. Birmingham up against Wigan. Coventry against Huddersfield. That's postponed. Preston up against Watford at Deepdale. Reading against Middlesbrough. Swansea against Luton Town. West Brom against Hull. And into Sundays, it's Bristol City up against Cardiff. But the game of the day is at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United. It is Rovers. There will be a watch along, guys. I'll be live looking at this game. And hopefully we'll have feet on the ground. I don't know. I need to I think everyone's hiding today. They're in hibernation from that spanking. Of course, this is what the table looks like right now. Of course, we are 2 points clear of a Sheffield United, and a win for us will keep us top of the pops for at least another week. But of course, anything other than that, and we could tumble down. We could actually go as low as maybe 9th, depending on what goes on elsewhere. And of course, right here in our Coventry, Luton, and West Brom are going down. This is of course the top goal scoring boots right now. Sims leads the charge alongside with Wyman with 3 goals apiece. Stewart's up there, Akpom, Brown, Travis, Diaz, Berg, Ward and Cresswell. The assist though, Hedges and Barcelar lead the charge with 3 there. Norwood's got a couple, Malone, Viner as well. Prediction then, shall we? What did I actually put a prediction in here? I don't know if I did. I think I need a minute here. No, I did. I actually did went with a prediction, and I'm sticking with it. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Sheffield United. Unfortunately, as much as I want to big up Rovers here and get all cocky and get all arrogant that we'll bounce back and we are top of the league and all this horse shit, we will lose this game. This is going to be too far too soon. We are paper thin at the back. Ayala's probably getting paid overtime because he's playing for about 4 other people at the moment, and that can only last so long. Either he will crack under the pressure or it get injured or whatever. It's just, and Sheffield United at home, they're going to be up for this. They've mugged us off a couple of times already in the transfer market. They're going to mug us off a 3rd time here with a 2-1 win. Unfortunately, I'd love to be a bit more confident heading into this, but I don't see it. A big shout out once again to Blue Rose Capital for sponsoring this video. And of course, if you do, make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell as well. We, of course, keep an eye on this badger throughout the get-go. Until then, guys and girls, be sure to give us some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. But until then, we'll look forward to this. Non-stop coverage against Sheffield United begins now.